So what's up guys, I'm Black Amazing, welcome back to another video. Today I wanted to discuss the topic, did Treyarch mess up killing off the Primis crew? And the only reason I ask this is because as of late for Call of Duty Mobile, if you've been paying attention with what's happening with that game, you will know the zombies mode is returning. Zombies in Call of Duty Mobile existed a few years ago. For one reason or another, it was removed from the game. It is now returning. We have seen teasers of it all over Call of Duty's Twitter, and just witnessing the love that it is getting, the comments, the amount of people happy to see that Primis are returning in COD Mobile Zombies, well, it got me questioning, did Treyarch make the wrong decision? We have had these characters since the very beginning, all the way back in 2008, 2009, because the first time we saw them was actually in Shi No Numa and World at War. We had them for over 10 years. They were an integral part of the story. They, Richtofen, Takeo, Nikolai and Dempsey, were Call of Duty Zombies. Without them, I don't think it would have been anything. I can't imagine anyone replacing Richtofen. He is such a unique character. For me, he is up there with being one of the best video game characters ever. Just imagine your favourite film, or your favourite game, your favourite book, whatever it may be. Imagine if the main character in that was someone else. It wouldn't be the same. Sometimes characters can make things. TV shows, movies, in this case, a video game. The Primis characters were so important to not only the story of zombies, but also the gameplay side, the things they said, their emotions, the connection we had to them, specific weapons being designed for them. For example, Richtofen having the DG2s or the Wunderwaffe. Dempsey's usual type of weapon would be a shotgun. Takeo's the katana. Nikolai's a bottle of vodka. And I'm saying all of this because now that Primis are returning in COD Mobile and I've seen all of the love that it's getting, it makes me question, was it the wrong decision to kill off Primis? Because for me, it isn't always the best idea to kill off your main characters. I could think of a ton of TV shows or movie franchises where once the main character is killed off, just giving you one example, Vikings, when Ragnar died, I stopped watching it, and the same can be said for a lot of people in this case. When the Primis crew died, or the Ultimus, basically our main crew, Richtofen, Takeo, Nikolai and Dempsey, a lot of people just weren't interested. And so just getting that intro out of the way, first I quickly want to show you the teasers I'm talking about. So like I said, a few years ago, Call of Duty Zombies Mobile was a thing. It was removed from the game, but is now returning. They've given us a bunch of teasers over on Twitter. The first one was this.
Soldier, meet us at the new location. This is our last chance. Your memories of other fragmented universes seem to be overlapping. Damn, the continuity of time and space has been irrevocably disturbed. Someone must be here.
Yes, you heard right, those were the voices of Richtofen, Dempsey and Nikolai, and as far as I'm aware, I can't remember hearing these quotes in the game before. Most of what we see in COD Mobile is just reused from the actual games on console, but these quotes don't sound familiar to me. Maybe they are, but if not, that means they could have been recorded specifically for the Zombies mobile game. And the caption they put along with this was, transmission received, location unknown, sender unknown, purpose unknown, investigation team deployed to transmission site, day 0, night 0. From the looks of it in the video, we see a Dark Ether portal. We have Dempsey saying, soldier, meet us at the new location, this is our last chance. Nikolai says your memories of other fragmented universes seem to be overlapping. And Richtofen says the continuity of time and space has been disturbed. Someone must be here. And just hearing these quotes makes me so happy. Now, before I continue, I do want to say COD Mobile Zombies has nothing to do with our actual zombie storyline. It isn't canon. The COD Mobile Zombies universe is its own thing. It is a cluster of everything taken from all of Treyarch's games, World at War, Black Ops 1, BO2, 3, 4, and I'm sure we'll see some Cold War stuff as well. And it isn't only Treyarch's games we see, there are also features implemented from other developers. COD Mobile as a whole is just a cluster of all of the Call of Duty games put together into the mobile version, and that includes zombies, and so for that reason it isn't canon to our actual story. Anything you see happen here won't affect Cold War, which is why I haven't made a video saying, oh, you know, the Primis crew are returning, Richtofen, Dempsey and Nikolai are back from the Dark Ether. It has no connection at all with our actual story, which is why I don't want people to get excited, even though Richtofen technically is returning since he is Eddie. However, Dempsey and Takeo, Nikolai, they aren't. They are dead. But also just going over the other teasers, they posted this where they said, study the prints well, your life will depend on it. And then we have a picture of a Dark Ether wrench, and the notes say we can't rely on traditional weapons, we need to survive for multiple days, these are not the same as before. And they've also given us this trailer. So yeah, COD Mobile Zombies as a whole looks epic, and with Primis returning, it looks even better. I know a lot of people are excited, but that brings me back to my main point of this video. Well, does this show that Treyarch messed up? Was killing the Primis characters, Richtofen, Takeo, Nikolai and Dempsey, yes, even though Richtofen is technically still here as Eddie, but was killing off those characters that we know and loved that made zombies, was that the wrong decision? Judging by all of the hype over this, which is mainly down to the Primis crew, I'm going to be honest, I have played it a couple of times, but Mobile Zombies isn't something I'd probably play regularly. However, because the Primis crew are in it, it's got me interested, and it also got me thinking, was it really necessary to kill them off? Because you can see with Samantha or Eddie, they are in Cold War Zombies, yet they don't feel like old characters or reused or like their time has passed that they've dragged on. This version of Samantha in Cold War is drastically different to what we've seen before she was a child. Also now her mission is different. Eddie, we haven't seen him yet, although we suspect he could be the director, which again would be a massive twist on the previous iterations of Richtofen. Could they have done the same for Nikolai, Dempsey and Takeo? Could they have added them into the Cold War universe, however just change around what they do? Perhaps Nikolai could have been the director of Omega, Dempsey could just be a CIA agent, Takeo could be a random character we meet. They could all suffer from memory loss just like Samantha does, so they don't know each other, they don't know that they've worked with each other in the past. Those characters could still be involved in this story, but it would feel fresh because that old story is over with what they were trying to do before, them being stuck in the cycle, trapped in the same loop, fighting against the undead, Dr. Monty and the Shadow Man, and they'd now have a totally new mission, new job roles, but they'd still be involved in the storyline. Yes, that would make the Takeo Toten ending even more pointless than it already is in my opinion. The whole point of Takeo Toten was to break the cycle and allow Samantha and Eddie to walk off into a perfect world, one that wasn't full of zombies. We've now seen that isn't exactly the case, because they've just ended up in another universe where zombies exist, which in a way makes the killing of the Primis crew irrelevant. Part of the reason why they died was to secure the children a better tomorrow, but that hasn't happened. It was also to break the cycle, but was that really necessary? I'm sure if they really wanted to, Treyarch could have found a way around this and implemented Nikolai, Takeo and Dempsey into the Cold War zombie story. So far from my experience, as you know if you watch my channel, the main thing I do is focus on the storyline, and from what I've seen, most people are only interested in Eddie, Samantha, or the One, and a bit of the Dark Ether. But when it comes to new things in the story, Valentina, Omega, a lot of the deeper story details with Requiem, some of the Dark Ether stuff as well, people just aren't interested. It is only the older stuff, like I said, Samantha and Eddie, and the One. That's what people want to see. That's what we've had for years in COD Zombies, and I can kind of agree, that's kind of my main interest as well. Even when now and again I go back and do videos on the old timeline where I talk about the Shadow Man, Dr. Monty, some of the lesser known stuff with Primis, those are the videos that get the most interactions, the most likes, the most views. That's what people want to see. There just isn't as much interest in this new stuff, which brings us back to the beginning. Was killing off Primis the right decision? Was it even necessary? Well, I don't know. And now seeing that they're bringing them back in COD Mobile, there's part of me that says no. I think they could have easily involved them in Cold War Zombies and made them feel fresh and different by giving them different roles. They don't remember each other, but at least those characters that we know and love are still involved in the story. And even though they kind of are, because what they did is still relevant, Black Ops Cold War takes place after BO4, it is a sequel, so everything that the Primis characters did, it still holds relevance to the Cold War Zombie storyline, slightly. But yeah, if you're asking me, I do think it was the wrong decision. Primis and Ultimus still could have died at the end of Takeo Toten, but if I'm being honest with myself, I think what Treyarch should have done is brought them back in Cold War and gave them a new story. The very last thing I will say on this subject is regarding Takeo. You may be thinking, well, why didn't I hear him say anything in that teaser from COD Mobile? I'm not 100% sure on this, but I'm pretty sure the voice actor for Takeo did have a stroke not long ago, so he may have given up voice acting, which might be why we didn't hear Takeo speak in the COD Mobile Zombies teaser. And that also might mean that he's no longer doing voice acting, although I don't know that for sure. But if that is the case, if Takeo was to ever return, either he'd have to have a different voice actor or he'd have to not exist. That's if the original voice actor wasn't able to do it. So yeah, there we go, a really interesting topic. I didn't want to do a video purely on COD Mobile Zombies because whatever we see happen here isn't going to be canon, so it doesn't really matter. However, it is interesting. So there we go, a video that I think needed to be made, especially seeing all of the hype. It just made me question, did Treyarch mess up by killing off Takeo, Nikolai and Dempsey. I don't want to say Richtofen because he still exists, but you know what I mean. So there we go. Thank you for watching today's video as always. Hopefully you've enjoyed. If you have, drop a like rating. Make sure you are subscribed to stay up to date with the latest videos on the channel. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and as always, we'll see you in the next video. Until then, goodbye.